What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, we got to talk about some job listings at Avalanche Software. So the idea of Hogwarts Legacy 2, obviously, that's quite big. I think that's what these job postings are for. Now, technically, and this is totally fine if you say this, well, okay, you're hiring for a job. That does not have to mean you're hiring for Hogwarts Legacy 2. But at this point, I think we have to come down to a decision, right? Almost as a community. So they're working on the next game. I guess we would have to say, okay, well, either they were going to close down entirely, right? They'll shut down the team, or then they're obviously going to make another game, right? There's literally only two things that could happen. They could stop creating games, or they work on whatever the next game is. And then the question is, okay, well, that next game, it's got to be guaranteed it's Hogwarts Legacy 2, right? I think we've heard enough, even from like the top dogs at Warner Bros. Talking about, it's a franchise. It's going to continue. We're going to get more of it. So the fact is, they're making a new game. That's a great success, right? They're not shutting down the studio. And so because they are making another game, does that mean it's Hogwarts? Well, we're not necessarily a hint. Really, it's the only thing that they're saying in their job posting. So two different things I want to talk about, actually. One may be a little controversial. The first is what this is for. So they're hiring a software engineer and an associate software engineer. They're hiring more than that, but the other positions are for more than just Salt Lake City, right? This is literally for the Salt Lake City team, which is Avalanche Software, who made Hogwarts Legacy. And, they go through what you're going to be doing, what's required, all that jazz. But right above it is the most important part. Avalanche Software, a division of WB Games Incorporated, seeks an associate software engineer or a software engineer to join our talented team working on an unannounced AAA console title. So there you go. There's your big, an unannounced AAA console title. Now, again, that could technically be anything, but the fact is they're making a new game, so is that new game Hogwarts Legacy 2? The odds are rather high. However, well, actually, there's two other things I want to talk about. Number one, they messed up their own job thing. Right above it, they talk a little bit about the game itself, right? It was acquired, or the studio was acquired by WB in 2016, and they started to work on the open world single-player RPG Hogwarts Legacy. The game is scheduled for release in 2022. Now, the game's already out, so I think some of this job posting for both of these jobs, they're kind of default, right? Maybe somebody had a script already written years ago or months ago, and they changed some of it, but they forgot to change other parts of it. So I imagine that paragraph that says the game is scheduled to release in 2022, that was written a year or 2 years ago, right? And they just forgot to change it. So that's one thing, just a light little jab there. One thing I'll say again, this is the controversial thing. So they actually say that relocating to Salt Lake City is required. You need to move to them in order to work on the game. I'm not a fan of that, and I can honestly say that from what I've seen of other game developers online, now yes, Twitter is like the biggest place to go for this stuff, and you could argue, the quality of Twitter, but there's a lot of people that I think just generally across the industry absolutely hate that. With the stuff that happened, a few years back, the great year of 2020, really one thing that did change forever, I do believe, is game development. You do not need people to all be in the same spot. I think there's something intangible that you get by having everybody together in a studio, but as time has gone on and as the talent pool has kind of changed, you're noticing, I believe, with game development, it's the best practice to hire wherever in the world the person is, right? If you're looking for the absolute best talent, I think you can actually look at this literally factually. Are you going to find the best people on planet Earth that are going to accept moving to one location where they are stuck for at least, let's say, the next 5 years of their life? Will that be the best person, or will it be anybody else on planet Earth that will accept a remote job with you, where they will just work from home? Game development is one of these industries that, again, was changed a few years back. So that one puzzles me. I mean, look, does that maybe affect the quality of Hogwarts Legacy? That's very tough to tell. This is literally just my 2 cents being thrown in. That's very, very tough to actually figure it out. But that's not a great look, in my opinion. I think you should just be hiring the best position, and considering, as we learned in 2020, you can make games. Now, granted, you could argue the quality, but you can make games not all being in one centralized location. The fact that you have to move to Salt Lake, you're not going to find the most talented person, right? You're going to find the most talented person maybe that wants to move, but you're not going to find the most talented person, period. So there's that to think about. Regardless, Hogwarts Legacy 2 does look to be happening. This is just another sign of it. Let me know in the comments what you think. Make sure you're subscribed, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.